Writer Isabel Allende. Beautiful quotes. Isabel Allende Llona is a Chilean-American novelist. Allende, who writes in the magic realism tradition, is considered one of the first successful women novelists in Latin America. She has written novels based in part on her own experiences, often focusing on the experiences of women, weaving myth and realism together. She has lectured and done extensive book tours and has taught literature at several U.S. colleges. She currently resides in California with her husband. Allende adopted U.S. citizenship in 2003. Here are some of her most romantic quotes. "The library is inhabited by spirits that come out of the pages at night. Write what should not be forgotten. The longer I live, the more uninformed I feel. Only the young have an explanation for everything. Accept the children the way we accept trees, with gratitude, because they are a blessing, but do not have expectations or desires. You don't expect trees to change, you love them as they are. There is no death, daughter. People die only when we forget them," my mother explained shortly before she left me. "If you can remember me, I will be with you always." For women, the best aphrodisiacs are words. The G-spot is in the ears. He who looks for it below there is wasting his time. We only have what we give. You can't find someone who doesn't want to be found. Fear is inevitable, I have to accept that, but I cannot allow it to paralyze me. A man does what he can. A woman does what a man cannot. Words are not that important when you recognize intentions. This is to assuage our conscience, darling, she would explain to Blanca. But it doesn't help the poor. They don't need charity, they need justice. You can tell the deepest truths with the lies of fiction. Perhaps we are in this world to search for love, find it and lose it, again and again. With each love, we are born anew, and with each love that ends we collect a new wound. I am covered with proud scars. You are the storyteller of your own life, and you can create your own legend, or not. Writing is a process, a journey into memory and the soul. At times I feel as if I had lived all this before and that I have already written these very words, but I know it was not I. It was another woman, who kept her notebooks so that one day I could use them. I write, she wrote, that memory is fragile and the space of a single life is brief, passing so quickly that we never get a chance to see the relationship between events. We cannot gauge the consequences of our acts, and we believe in the fiction of past, present, and future, but it may also be true that everything happens simultaneously. That's why my grandmother Clara wrote in her notebooks, in order to see things in their true dimension and to defy her own poor memory. He had only to touch me to turn my tears into sighs and my anger to desire. How accommodating love is, it forgives everything. We all have an unsuspected reserve of strength inside that emerges when life puts us to the test. She was one of those people who was born for the greatness of a single love, for exaggerated hatred, for apocalyptic vengeance, and for the most sublime forms of heroism, but she was unable to shape her fate to the dimensions of her amorous vocation, so it was lived out as something flat and gray trapped between her mother's sickroom walls, wretched tenements, and the tortured confessions with which this large, opulent, hot-blooded woman made for maternity, abundance, action, and ardor was consuming herself. Silence before being born, silence after death. Life is nothing but noise between two unfathomable silences. If I write something, I fear it will happen, and if I love too much, I fear I will lose that person. Nevertheless, I cannot stop writing or loving. When love exists, nothing else matters, not life's predicaments, not the fury of the years, not a physical winding down or scarcity of opportunity. Just as when we come into the world, when we die, we are afraid of the unknown. But the fear is something from within us that has nothing to do with reality. Dying is like being born, just a change. Memory is fiction. We select the brightest and the darkest, ignoring what we are ashamed of, and so embroider the broad tapestry of our lives. She sowed in my mind the idea that reality is not only what we see on the surface. It has a magical dimension as well, and, if we so desire, it is legitimate to enhance it and color it to make our journey through life less trying. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell and to be notified of new videos.